Hi Twin Flames, Lisa here from Lisa's Twin Flame Coaching. I'm super excited to make this video because it's a really hot topic and I get asked this a lot in my coaching. So I am really happy to help guide people in this area. So the question I get a lot is, should I ever block my twin flame? And the other question I do get is, why has my twin flame blocked me? So I will save the second question for another video. And in this video, I am only focusing on whether you, as the divine feminine or the chaser twin, should block your divine masculine or the runner twin. So if the situation is the other way around, then I would be making a completely different video. So please keep in mind that this video is for the divine feminine and whether she or he should block their twin flame. And I do say she and he for divine feminine and masculine, but please know it is not gender specific. The DF can be a male or a female, and the DM can also be male or female. So, should you ever block your twin flame? Well, I know a lot of coaches who say that you should at times, and I'm going to give a little bit of a different perspective. I am going to shake things up a little bit and say that I highly suggest that you do not block your twin flame. So why do I say this? Well, I will outline the reasons why I don't think you should block your twin flame, but I will also outline the exceptions and why sometimes you have to block your twin flame. So the main reasons not to block your twin flame are because you want to be with this person. You are trying to bring in union with this person. So why would you block them? Why would you shut down the lines of communication when this is your divine counterpart? This is somebody that you want to be with. So you need to keep the door open for your twin flame. You need to keep the lines of communication open so that your twin flame can reach out to you if they need to, and so that the universe can bring your twin flame in if needed to happen. So remember, your twin flame is your ascension partner. Your twin flame is responsible for awakening you. Your twin flame is responsible for triggering you, showing you where you have not been loving yourself, showing you all of your wounds so that you can heal. Your twin flame comes in to shake things up, to force you to heal and grow. If you block your twin flame, if you block that from happening, then how are you going to evolve and ascend on your journey without leaving the door open for an encounter with your twin flame? So really, as your ascension partner, and your twin is just you, remember that. Your twin flame is your other self. So if you block your twin flame, technically you are blocking yourself. You are blocking the part of yourself that you need to be looking at to find wholeness and completeness within. So by blocking the twin, you're literally saying, I'm not ready to look at that part of myself. I don't want to talk to that part of myself. And, you know, if you're heading for union, if you want to complete your twin flame journey, then you need to try and not block your twin. This will and can potentially delay your journey. So there's no reason to block your twin if everything is going along okay. On the contrary, you want to have interaction with your twin. You want your twin to come in because you need the twin to help you ascend. The twin is going to trigger and mirror and show you all the ways that you need to evolve. If you have blocked them and put a stop to that, then it's possible that your ascension gets delayed or stagnated. So I was in contact with my twin like nearly my whole journey. And I know that goes against what many coaches say, but being in contact with my twin, I am certain is the reason I got to union so quickly, is because I had the constant interactions with my twin flame. I had the mirroring effect where I was constantly being triggered and forced into another level of healing. And, things didn't just like go into this really long separation period where nothing was happening. So my growth and evolution and ascension was constant. And like, to be honest, I think that's why my journey was so painful and so hard, because it was like boom, 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 boom. In came my twin to show me something. I would just heal that, and then boom, he'd come back in and show me the next thing. But I used to ask, I'd say to the universe, show me what to heal next. So I got like this quite fast-paced healing journey because I was in contact with my twin throughout the whole journey. So that's where I say, like, you need the twin to push you along. You need the twin to keep raising your frequency. You need the twin to show you what to heal next. The separation periods, yes, are necessary too. They are for transformation, and so each twin can focus on themselves. But there is no reason that while you are in separation, while you are working on yourself, that you cannot be open to contact with your twin flame. So I'm going to throw a spanner in the works and say, do not block your twin flame if you want union and if there is no real reason to. On the contrary, you want your twin flame to come in whenever the universe brings them in, or whenever the situation lines up, so that you can be shown what to do next. And I'm not saying chase your twin. I'm not saying stalk your twin. I'm just saying don't block them. Leave the door open for contact and communication. All right, now I'm going to explain some of the reasons why you would block your twin flame. And this is what many people do kind of have to go through at one point. But I never had to block my twin flame. I did unfriend them at one point because the energy was a little bit too intense, but I did never block my twin flame. So I want to explain some of the situations where you would block your twin flame. So the most important situation where you might need to block is if your twin flame is being like rude or aggressive or slightly abusive or quite hurtful, and you are not coping with the behavior of the twin. If you are finding the twin's behavior offensive or overwhelming, then you may need to temporarily put a block in there. I still suggest that once you've balanced those feelings and once you've come back stronger, that you may unblock them again and open that line for communication. If they have not leveled up and they go back to being quite, a little bit toxic or a little bit rude, then it's okay to block again and give it a bit of time and see if things can change. So another reason you might need to block your twin flame is if seeing them online or being in contact with them is really hurtful or destroying you emotionally, then you may need to take a time out. So if the energy just fires up every time you can see them online, or having that open line of communication makes you feel vulnerable, then it's okay to do a temporary block. So if the energy makes you fearful or, too hurt and you're too upset, if it's triggering too much and you can't cope, then you may need to block them temporarily while you get a hold on yourself and while you do some balancing of your emotions. So sometimes we do have to put that little bit of distance in to heal and recover and to keep focusing on ourselves, so that we can come back strong enough to deal with our twin flame again. Don't think there's any other reasons why you would block your twin flame. Okay, perhaps, one more. So perhaps like if there's third parties involved, there's marriages involved, and things are getting a little complicated, or people are at risk of treading over lines, then you may need to do a temporary block while you figure out your relationship status, or while you give your twin the space to figure out their relationship status. So there's no home wrecking, there's no cheating on this journey. We should be trying not to do that stuff. I know the energy is very hectic and we can act out of character, we can do some really intense things, but we don't want to be crossing lines of morality. We don't want to be a third party in somebody else's relationship. So if you feel like you're at risk of crossing a line, then that might be an indication where you need to do a temporary block. Yeah, so I hope that helps you understand how I feel about blocking. You need to use your intuition and your discretion for your individual situation. Remember, every twin flame pair is different, has different circumstances, so there are always exceptions to these rules. If you need more help on your journey, or if you need help figuring out whether you should block or unblock your twin flame, you are welcome to message me on Messenger. It's under Lisa's Twin Flame Coaching, or please go to my website, lisastwinflamecoaching.com, and you can have a look at the courses and packages that I offer. I really appreciate you listening to me. I hope you have a great day. Thank you and God bless.